Hey, it's Jacob, aka my best friend Jacob here. Some of you might remember me from my interview with Producergrind. I scored the Travis Scott documentary, Look Mom, I Can Fly. Today I am going to be joining Team Producergrind. We're going to be using their new drum kit, the All You Need drum kit, which I'm super stoked on this one, some crazy 808s in there. And then we're also going to be using my brand new VST. It's called Octave, which I'm super proud of as well. All my curated sounds. So we're going to be using both of those today to create a Roddy Ricch transition, just like this. So I think the next trend in production, and something that I'm hearing when I'm in the studio, rappers want 2 beats in one. And I think Sicko Mode kind of started that trend, obviously with Life is Good, Drake and Future, and even thinking about like the Roddy Ricch album, which I think did a really good job with a lot of their transitions, going from songs like The Box into Start With Me. As someone who's done a lot of transitions for the Travis Scott doc, where I had to go from one song to the next song and kind of use these new pieces of music to blend the two together, I thought today would be a good chance to show you how you can be doing that. Alright, so this is the Octave VST, and as you can see, it is pretty straightforward and simple to use. You have your vinyl sound effect here, which adds that texture, that crackle. You have your LFO rate and depth, which gives you your vinyl wobble the more you turn that up. You have your cutoff filter, your reverb, your glide, and your release. There's a bunch of curated sounds that I've recorded all over the world in here, but where I want to start today is something that I've created, which I call licks, which is a really easy and simple way for you to start an idea almost immediately. So what I've done, and this is the best way to show you, is for a full octave, so 12 of these keys, I've created a pre-made set of chords, and then for 12 of them I created a pre-made set of melodies. So what I mean by that is just take a listen. As you keep going up, there's a bunch of ideas there. But what's really cool is you can start blending these chords with these different melodies, which happen up here. So take a listen to some of this. I'll kind of just freestyle just to give you a quick sense of how easy it is to use Octave. So there you go, a bunch of different ideas almost instantly that we couldn't start from. So I'm going to be using this to start our track. So I'm going to stick with that. One of my favorite sounds in Octave is this lead, the Dean harmony, which is actually a lead that I ran through TC Helcon, which is a harmonizer. So a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people online asking about like how, I guess, kind of that Mike Dean sound with the harmonizer effect, and this is like a simple way. I've already kind of done the hard work that you can have that harmonizer effect. So just take a listen to this. So let's lay something down over that melody. After you're done recording, you can just hit Control A and then Control Q, and it will automatically quantize everything for you. So we're going to keep building this out with some of the other sounds in Octave, so I'll hop in and start doing that now. So for this bass line, I basically am just following the exact same notes that I'm following with that harmonizer. So Octave comes with this guitar. I actually recorded this here in my home studio, and I love this guitar. Just take a listen. So I just have a little bit of delay on top of there, but again, what I love about Octave is that you can get rid of, so I have the high pass on to get rid of some of that low end. Everything is right here. You could add the vinyl, the wobble. I have some reverb, and let's open up that release. So I think that's super hard. I think we can use the other bits for that transition that we're going towards, but I think the idea of having the guitar and just this bass is a nice beat. If you hit F12, that will get rid of all of your open boxes, and that'll save you some some CPU room. Let's go down to the drum kit. I'm excited about this. This is actually my first time using this. I only heard the clips online, so let's just take a listen to some of the sounds. Woo! That's crazy. Man, that McGregor's really cool. There's like, it sounds like there's a phaser or something happening on it. That's really cool. Damn. All right, so I already kind of found the 808s I want to use. All right, so with the 808, I think we're basically just going to copy the pattern that we have for the bass and basically paste it over to the 808. So to do that, if you actually, rather than opening up, you can hit Control C. If you're just green highlighted there, come down here, Control V. It's going to paste the same thing. Let's just mute the bass for a second. Let's get this. If you want to quickly jump up or down an octave, it's all you have to do is you can select the keys that you want and then hit Control up or down. With my hi-hats, what I like to do is I basically like to play them almost like a snare, so they have kind of like I don't know, a rhythm to them, and then I usually back that up by kind of doing the constant underneath. So let's just try and get something going. If you want to switch your velocity and do it so it kind of moves towards this little grid, you just hold Shift and it'll automatically move your velocities down. Control A, Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. Let's hear what we have. If you right click and then you can either fill each 2-step, but if you actually just right click and hit 2, it automatically does it. Now because we're at 76 BPM, this is going to be really slow. We want to have that faster. What you can do, Control A, and then see this little arrow. If you actually just drag that, and we're going to zoom in, and you drag your last one right to around, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I can put it there, and if I hit Control Q, it's going to automatically lock everything up to the quantize. And then if I Control C and then Control V, I can just paste it again. Then we have highlight a hi-hat that you want, then hit Control A. You're going to get the arpeggiator. This is where you can make it get faster or slower. Let's just try this for now. Maybe go a bit faster. Pretty happy with that for now. I like to do little switch ups and stuff, but first I kind of want to lay out the beat and we'll figure out where we're going to add some kicks and kind of switch up the drum pattern. So let's start organizing that. If you want, you can right click and you can actually split by channel. That'll open everything up. One thing that really speeds up my workflow is actually using markers. So if you click Alt T, you can write intro. You can actually start placing markers. And one thing that I've done in I have basically a template that always opens where I actually have a couple pre-made ones based on some popular songs. This is a Post Malone song, but I already laid everything out, so that way it's easier to just drag and drop things into the place that they need to go, kind of structured already around a hit song. What I like to do is obviously start with something like this, but let's say if I want the switch up to happen here, I actually highlight Control G. It's going to make a brand new pattern for you. That way I can come in here and take what's already been established and start switching out some of the sounds. So we'll go back into the drum kit and we'll start changing things up. Okay, cool. So now that we have our song structured using Octave and the new All You Need drum kit from Producergrind, let's actually hop over into beat 2, which has already kind of been pre-made, also using Octave and using the drum kit. I'll play that for you, and I'll show you how we can start blending these two worlds together to have a switch up and basically have two beats in one and kind of do like that Roddy Ricch transition. All right, so we're over here in the second beat. So one thing that Octave, the VST, actually comes with is a free sample kit. So we're using a sample in there called Scary. So let's just take a listen to how this sounds. Very scary. Ready to go. And also the samples all come with stems. So as you can see here, I have everything stemmed out, kind of gives me full control. As far as the drums went, again, using the All You Need drum kit, crazy 808 in here. I love this, so digital. These 808s are crazy. So this is what I kind of created for this. Coming up with some of the transition stuff, it seems a bit overwhelming at times, but honestly this stuff is really easy to do and it adds a lot to your beats. This is all stuff that you can easily be doing to kind of like help add an extra layer to your production, and like I said, it's a cool way to blend kind of two beats into one and give that style that a lot of rappers nowadays are asking for. All right, so we are back in the project file for the first beat that we completed, and this is the second beat. So basically what we want to do now, there's two things we want to be focused on. It's a BPM. Luckily for me, because I've done this multiple times, I made sure that I picked the exact same BPM. If you have two beats that aren't the same BPM, I can easily show you how to fix that. And then the second thing, and the most important thing, is the key, and just trying to figure out which key you need to be going into. So this is the first beat, and this is the second beat. So we just need to figure out where we need to go to. So basically what I'm going to do is take a couple of these sounds from this first beat and start laying them over the second beat and try and figure out which key we need to move to. So the easiest way to do this second beat, we'll put it on stretch. That way we can kind of easily pitch shift it. And we basically just start going up. That's not going to work. So that already sounds like it's going to be able to work. Yeah, so that's going to be able to work. So basically what this means is that this first beat that we're using needs to come down 4 cent for it to fall in line with this, because we know that this, from just doing that, we know we're up +4. So basically what we need to do with this is go down 4. So let's just ignore this second beat right now, because what we're more focused on in this part of the tutorial is just getting this to come down 4 steps, 4 cent, I don't know, however you guys want to explain it. Again, I don't have music theory, so I'm just showing you like kind of the easiest, most basic way to do this. And the easiest, most basic way to do this is honestly, if you just highlight this section, click here and hit consolidate track. If you want, you can enable the master effects or the insert effects. I don't have either on, so I'm not going to do that. Consolidate the track. And the quickest way to do this is, what we could do is we could actually stretch this so it goes from where it is now and it just goes down 4. So how we can do that is by turning this on to stretch. Now, unfortunately, in the pitch here, you can't actually do it. But what you can do is you can use this pitch up here to do it. So if we just hit create automation, and we simply just drag this all the way down, by the time it gets to the end, it'll be down to 4. Boom, and then we would be in the key of this next beat. Obviously, we want to do some more tweaking and stuff to make this sound a bit better, so I'll do that right now. So basically what I decided to do here is, so I just adjusted the pitch, so how it bends down, and then I also added a paramedic EQ, which I right click, create automation, and together when they both go down they sound like this. And then we're into the next beat. We still need to smooth this out, so to smooth that out, and a good way to kind of transition between the two is actually use some of the sounds from this first beat. So basically all I did is I copy and pasted this bass line from the first beat
and I literally guessed just by clicking up and down the notes that were in this key. So just take a listen here. So that's going to work. It sounds a bit janky. So what I'm going to do is, luckily in Octave, we have this big cutoff filter. So if you go File and you go Browse Parameters, like most VSTs, you just right click and we can actually automate that. So that's what I've gone and done. So let's take a listen to that. Cool, so we're almost there. Let's just add a couple more elements. Let's add in the guitar. So basically all I did here is I just copied the exact same melody that I've been using, and on this last one I just kind of did a little just to kind of tail out with a longer delay on it. So now it sounds like because I've done this so many times, I made sure these were the same BPM. On a lot of your beats, they're not going to be the same BPM. So the quickest way to fix that is just automate the BPM.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and today I was showcasing you my brand new instrument that I've created. It's called Octave. It works on both PC and Mac, and it works in any DAW. We were using FL20 today, but it works in Logic, GarageBand, and everything else. And we were using it today with the new Producergrind drum kit, the all-you-need drum kit. As you can see, some crazy 808s in there, hi-hats, snares, everything you need to make your beat slap, as well as all my curated sounds for you to use. And we were using them in a way today that I think a lot of beats are going to be produced in 2020, which is we're going to be seeing a lot more producers and a lot more rappers blending multiple beats together. So to kind of get you ahead of the curve, essentially, wanted to showcase how you could do that today with Octave and the new Producergrind drum kit. If you have any questions from the tutorial today, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you follow the Team Producergrind channel. Hopefully I can jump back in and do some more of these tutorials. This was really fun. So big shouts out to the whole Producergrind team and Dylan for allowing me to do that today. So best friend out.